Okay, just gonna check. Just gonna have a few last minute checks before everything comes about. I mean, you guys are here. I'm here. Scarlet's here. He has been waiting for 30 minutes now. so,
Someone next to
so
wait,
yes.
what?
We've started. Welcome to the first ever the Rabbit Hole podcast. And I am your host Akate, and I forgot the scroll bar on top of the stage. It's under maintenance, so just gotta revamp the stage a little bit. All this and that. Lots of things going on today. Uh, uh, but without further ado, we have our guest speaker here, where we will be discussing about some mass, some mass communication, just to understand more about these things. Right. So, everyone, please welcome Scarlet Evergreen, and thank you very much for joining this podcast. Actually, and how about a bit of an introduction of yourself? Then, would you?
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay. Sorry.
Yes.
Not used to this thing. Uh,
Yep.
Good morning, afternoon, evening, everyone. My name is Sky Evergreen. Uh, Thanks for bringing me along for this odd thing.
No problem. No problem. So, this podcast happened because you were trying to uh, make a podcast, right? And you were testing on these few elements to make podcast. And I had a thought of how about I like let's discuss about mass communication, because this podcasting, it really relates a lot on mass comm, and uh, and also like audience, trying to attract audience and all that good stuff. We as streamers, we know the struggle of trying to attract audience, don't we? So let us start with mass communication, and what do you understand about mass comm actually?
Oh,
Okay.
sorry, is the mic actually working again?
No
Okay.
problem. Your mic's good. Don't worry.
Okay. No, because I was a bit coupled with the signal all of a sudden. Okay. So the idea of mass, no, because the Cupido, I was trying to figure out if my system is able to host mass comm. So I see you host a podcast, and I don't know how this is technically under Masscom, but from what I has do my quick research on it 4 or 5 years back, podcast is in a sense under Masscom. I don't know how will you classify it. Sorry, we have no idea. Just my first ever podcast with someone else.
No problem, no problem. This podcast is also to just show the few elements for you actually to see what are the things that we can imply in doing such activities with other people, not just like usually when we have collaborations we do games usually, but what about something like this, something like just chatting and all that. How do we occupy the audience, how do we occupy the guests, and many more, honestly. And thank you very much, Zantolia and Shafi, for coming to the stream. I hope you enjoy what we are about to share so far. And yes, Scarlett has shared a. How should I address you? His or her?
Oh, yeah. For how you're talking about in persona
how,
or
how,
in persona or this
I
casual?
mean, how would you prefer me to address you?
Oh, anything seems fine. Anything seems fine because
And
I did this out of boredom. My avatar, I did created her, the avatar out of boredom. But I you do whatever you want.
all right, so I'll just address you as a she then. This is gonna be awkward because hey,
I mean, I
a
don't
lot
have my
of
voice change up. I mean, I
yeah.
don't have my voice change, so that'd be
eh,
I see more hilarious if I get that my voice change into what?
we shall we shall she this podcast now. So moving on to what I was saying just now, Scarlett has shared her opinion on Mascom and how it somewhat vaguely relates to um, these things, podcast. Um, if you ask me myself, I I understand mass communication as mass communication, basically a way to speak to a lot of people. But if we
Right.
but if we review on a Mr. Google's dictionary, mass communication, this is a direct meaning from Google itself. It's the imparting or exchanging of information on a large scale to a wide range of people. So basically, it's like, well, it's technically like what I said. It's like trying to reach out to a large uh, a large audience. So having these kind of things is actually a method in it's also relatable to Mascom. So knowing that we're gonna talk about Mascom, let me think. There were a few things that I would like to talk about. I didn't. It's my fault to not list it out, but yeah, mass communication, we have shared what we know about it. Now let's talk about what you think is needed to do uh, to to commit to masscom. Well, what do you think?
Oh, okay. So if you're asking for my opinion, hopefully that the audio is able to pick me up the way I'm speaking. Um, I'm more of an old school person, despite the fact I'm close to being only 25 years old at this rate this year. When everyone would say about masscom, two things will pop to my mind: radio and newspaper,
I
and
see.
that and newspaper and the video.
Mm,
So it's like it's similar to like how podcast is now. It is the direct sequel in the sense to video, where you have the radio host, the DJs talk about anything they want, and of course with the boss approval.
mm.
And yeah,
Ah, so on your understanding, it's masscom is what is used to conduct mass communication would be through radio and television. And radio and newspapers. Apologies
I
for
mean,
that.
I am really a bit of an old-fashioned person, despite being 25 years old.
I mean,
I don't older
yeah,
than
I'm
that.
I can relate to that. I would, I mean, honestly, I would try and find something to read out of, usually the newspaper. Sometimes when you have this, sometimes when you have this nasi lemak, right, and it was like wrapped in newspaper, sometimes I would open it, and sometimes while I eat my delicious nasi lemak, I would look at newspaper like, oh, it's someone's marriage today.
Yeah.
uh, so yeah, it's those are the ways to to do mass communication. Um, I really my habit is really on you know a what do you call it? Just call it in full. I don't call it mass com. So it's a little bit you know it's a little bit of a drag calling it mass communication. So I'm gonna try my best to say it as mass com. Yes, Kitty, mass com. So you understand that mass com is something to do with the radio and television. On my end of spectrum, mass com is literally any way that you can interact with audience and potential audience actually. So I'm gonna relate this to some of my experiences, real life experiences on marketing, and so basically this masscom on my perspective is more to reaching the audience, right? So it doesn't matter how well what ways it is to reach our audience, be it through streaming or just or through newspapers or radios or maybe the television. Um, and actually, our social media also is also considered part of masscom. How we interact with other people, like Twitter, Discord, what we're having right now. Also, the podcast is live and in my Discord, Kateh Kazoku. Anyone can join in as a listener, and you guys can also chat in the audience area. Your chat will be placed on the screen. Unfortunately, the YouTube chat won't appear on screen because um, it seemed like the bots still reign supreme, but I turned off the sub mode because I feel like gatekeeping people is not a good idea. So I'm gonna just turn off the YouTube chat on the screen instead. Yes.
I thought
So
I thought Miyako on my end that I'm not streaming anymore or at the moment.
oh, you're not streaming at the moment.
Again, I think you already can understand with the audio from my end.
Yeah, right. Yeah. There's yeah, she has a bit of an audio issue. Yes,
I,
and
I guess you want me to,
yeah,
sorry.
yeah. No problem. Hey, no problem. It's a free for all podcast. Technically, it's a free for speaker guest podcast. So you can interrupt me anytime you
Uh,
want. I will
and then
stop. Yeah,
I,
no
I was
problem.
about to say that I was about to say if I can do audio, I could go back to what I did when I first did this one in February, if I'm not mistaken, where I usually have one stream where I was completely mute. And for some reason, I have more people that is actually watching that stupid video.
Interesting. So mute. Hmm. Now the idea of mute. Let's pick it up from here. Mascom for mute. We know a few mute VTubers. We know Valeria was one of the one who uses uh, the who had the mute VTuber status. Yes. So how do you think uh how do you think mute VTubers um can reach out to their audience? Like what are your thoughts about it?
Um, okay, this actually takes, okay, if you want to talk about that, I would say it would be similar to like my experience when I was in high school. Now, to put a point on that is that in my high school, we have like people who are mute, so we had to do sign languages. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can. Uh,
Okay, okay.
Sign
Sorry.
languages. Uh,
Yeah. So what my brain process is that like how people would now like the 3D models that you see most of us Masons or anyone else that are on the budget that are trying to do VTubers, and they also have a webcam. It's unfortunately for me, I don't have a webcam because I forgot to buy it when I was getting this stupid new PC. Anyway, there's a different story for another time. I was like, why don't they do what? Because the webcam is somewhat okay. Let's do the hand signals with the VTuber avatar because that is also one of the interesting things. Either that or they use what's it TTS, text to speech, like a certain dragon, a certain gecko dragon from America now or American company now.
yes, I know. I've heard of her. Yeah. She uses text to speech, which is actually a very um innovative way to interact with her audience actually, without revealing her own voice, which is
I say I say there's a programming nightmare that they're trying to have it as a real time thing because now her setting is voice to text to voice again. There's a complete nightmare thing to program to make sure that the audio is not breaking.
I see.
Though you do see some funny things on YouTube if you follow like Coopsy, the keeper Coopsy.
Mm, eh. Where was I? All right. Hey, that one about the mute YouTuber things about mute YouTubers actively engaging the audience in maximum. Yeah, those are those are the few interesting approaches that could think of. That uh well brain fart that
Uh,
Scarlet could think of, and um what I think is it's a more of a probably a more unique way to approach the audience if you would think of it this way. Most VTubers would be speaking like normally speaking, right? Kawaii voice, Ikemen voice. I have a sound of a duck. So, um, it's kind of special, I guess. But yeah, it's there. It's around there. It's still common because we're both speaking. Yes, and on the podcast because I can't get my YouTube studio to work, which is why we're now both in PNG mode. So it's a bit of a trying to save the resources of it, but at the same time we're costing ourselves a bit of a downgrade. We're using PNGs instead of our models. Those are some ways to I would say um vary our ways to interact with our audience, because sometimes when a when they watch us and they look at our content, more probably like if we kept on grinding on, probably if we play a game for example, and we kept on grinding the same thing, um there's a higher chance of people not returning, because if we kept on doing the same thing for like a lot of streams, it would make them have this thinking of, oh, this guy would just be doing that thing for the next stream. Yeah, that's one.
yeah, that problem with what we are doing nowadays. We already diluted the market for it.
Yeah, I would agree. If I were to stream every now and then, right? Which I'm not. I'm not streaming every now and then. I'm supposed to be on a deep hiatus stuff, but seeing you lots in the MyVT community having so much fun, I thought of like, what, I want to come back, uh bit by bit. It's like, hey, just stream a bit here, there, a bit here, a bit there. No, don't have any schedule and stuff. Yeah, it's gonna be like last time, like when there are no schedule. It's just random. Suddenly today there is stream. But
Yeah.
back to what I was saying just now. If I were to stream nowadays, I would be streaming. I would be streaming um, probably two, and that is Minecraft and GTA, and probably Roblox, because those are the three things that I would spend most of my time with on games. And right now, I am actually on the Kateh Broadcasting Initiative project, and I'm also doing a secret project for a fellow VTuber of mine, which is actually due next week, and I have not fixed any of its bugs yet. So you gotta
Uh,
stay tuned for that thing. Yeah.
oh, that'd be good. Yeah. Yeah, this is the best yeah, for that end. I didn't realize you guys were having a. I mean, I did heard rumors about you guys were doing something. I didn't realize it'd be that sweet. So I'm surprised you actually want to do the
There,
podcast with me today.
there's a lot of things that well, it's more to like when I talk to them. This is not an information leak or anything, but this is more to what I told them. And it's that I have a lot of plans. Like this is everything related to Mascom. I have a lot of things planned for myself. How to grow my audience, how to be actively engaged, and all that. But these plans stayed as plans because of time. I don't have the like a lot of sweet time doing doing this now. Unfortunately, that's the reality of life. I don't have much of a sweet time to stream anymore. If I were to return to those times, that would be the next 2 years probably. Then I would have some time to stream and doing good stuff again. Like, yeah, I just hang out with you guys once again, like last time. Yeah. So yeah, plans, lots of
Yeah,
plans.
yeah. At least for your end, you have plans. For me, I'm just throwing anything against a brick wall and then see what sticks. Because I'm more of a scatterbrain to organize myself. I never have a plan. If you see my streams for the last 2 months or so, it is never organized. The only thing that's organized about my streams is that I start at 9 o'clock, I do something at 9 o'clock. Even if something very stupid is I use something on at 9 o'clock. Which I think that's a bad idea because I'm putting my own channels with something stupid, with a few stupid things. So
Eh,
I may need to change that around.
yeah, I mean, when we were when a person, this is an interesting thing. When a streamer um talks about their own channel, it would always be I did lots of whoopsies. It's a lot of those silly moments that we do, and
Yeah,
surprisingly, those are the silly moments that people would like to see more, which is, well, we can call it as weird. We can call it weird, don't we? Because where would you see
yeah,
where would you see our fails, man? It's kind of sad, kind of grim saying that, but you know what? That's what you guys want. So many people, many streamers, and many YouTubers, I would say, would do those funny fails things and such. Yeah. So that is
I
actually
mean,
a
most of those things are not even planned. I mean, most of those things are not even planned.
yeah, those are the things that actually attract people to come and watch it, because it it makes them think that our we it yeah, yep, brain fart again, second time today.
I know.
And
Sorry.
yeah, it makes us look like fools. But those are what makes them happy. That's what makes the audience happy. And I would say on my end, um, seeing my audience happy, that just gives me the motivation to just deliver what they want. Like, uh, sometimes it's not um, always we have to be happy. Sometimes it's what the outcome is to be.
Well, I don't have anything to say for that part.
Yeah. No problem. Um, let's see. Let's take an example. I think we all know Gordon Ramsay. Yes. I
Yeah,
think we,
yeah.
yeah, I
That
think we all know.
yeah,
Yep.
watching any of his shows, it dominated my primary school, not primary, secondary school life. I imagine watching that one in primary school.
Yeah. Chef Ramsay is very influenced in his ways of a cooking, and it has a lot of shows, and particularly the best things that people would particularly watch would be Hell's Kitchen and Kitchen Nightmares. And taking the example of Kitchen Nightmares, the person handling the Kitchen Nightmares account is actually, uh, well, you could call him a troll. We could call him a troll because
Uh,
the videos that, like those Kitchen Nightmare videos that were posted out, those are like, what do you call it, a replay of the episodes. But he made the title. I mean, I don't know if it's he or she, but the
I think it could be a group, so that's say them because if we're
yeah,
talking
yeah,
about
I
in
think them is,
group
yeah, I
only.
think, yeah, or the account holder. Yeah, I think the account holder for Kitchen Nightmares just a funny guy, or like what I said, just a person who wants to see the audience happy. So those replays, I mean, they, just change the title of the replays, like lots of memes and all those things. Like people nowadays likes
Yeah,
to
yeah,
watch
that's
memes. Yeah, those are what attracts people. And I mean, mine is very subtle. My title is more to seriousness. You could see it just sends the message directly. It doesn't have any funny stuff and things like that. But the description of my like streams would always be like something funny, just yeah, just some wordings that I made that I think
yeah, that's
would
true.
make it you know funny. Like
I,
mine is like
I use the
Comm OwO.
I mean, I use the one is simple and straightforward. My one is just a big chat of whatever stupid things it comes to my head. I can't filter it out. Plus, I'm never good at jokes to begin with, so yeah.
Yeah, that's I mean, that's just that's a trait. That's something that we could work on. It like doesn't state that con making jokes is you know uh wait, no, wrong. Making jokes is not uh what do you call that? Um
It's not really
it's not
necessary.
it's not
Yes.
like it's not like you're born with it. It's like just because you can't make jokes doesn't mean that you can't do anything else to impress the audience, like this Kitchen Nightmares account holder. I mean, they are
I,
able to attract a lot of people because of their skills in just do do funny stuff and all those things. Um,
yeah, that's
Me particularly, I would say that most of my audience would be um, subjected around people who are close to me, my friends, my best friends, the people in my VT, and all those people. Yep, and I'm just very grateful that they came, even though they came for a while, or they stick, or they lurk. I'm just grateful that they are here. You know?
Yeah, I understand. It's just that for my end, I have like like how VTubers they keep it a secret.
Yeah,
Yeah, the problem with my end as well. I'm keeping a secret from my family.
I see. I mean, speaking of secrecy, now yeah, we all know that VTubers we don't we don't speak our existence. However, however, I
He's
did do a few, like loopholes around it. So yeah,
yeah, that's I mean
yeah,
in a sense a paradox in a sense is that you want to be out there, but at the same time you're wearing a mask.
hmm
Yeah,
just this,
it tends to be a bit of a confusing paradox that we're in.
yeah. But that also that actually play around the rules. Like we're wearing cosplay, for example, like when
Yeah, yeah,
for
that's true.
yeah, like for example when we are taking our own pictures, usually we would cover it with something or some sort, right? So people don't know who we are and whatnot.
Yeah, that's true.
That
That's
that's
true.
that's one way. And like the other apparent way is that if we were to like reveal ourselves in public, we would take the cosplaying, events as an opportunity. Like I am the man in the suit. I wore a suit and I wore a hat. I'm very easy to be spotted, but nobody knows that's me. So I mean, you may know that it's me, but you won't know how I really look like because other than having a hat and a suit, I also wore a mask and another mask and
Yeah,
a wig, all those things, and that's well, particularly I'm describing myself in public. Now everybody's gonna find me, but you know what? Those are the ways to, yeah, those are some of the ways for us to conceal ourselves. But at the same time, we were also interacting with other people. Interacting with
I mean, for my end, I mean, nobody actually realizes what the hell I need my mask to begin with, and plus I'm actually growing my hair out, so it would be even more confusing if people were to recognize me all of a sudden.
yeah, that would be interesting. Um, like um, oh, what should I say? So practically a person who is close to me, who is also yeah, someone is close to me. So it's not really a big deal for them to know about myself because he also knew the rules. He know the rules, and so do I. Um,
Uh, Again, uh,
and what do you call it? Um, so he never give me up. He kept my identity uh, in silence. But the first time he knew me. I mean, he knew that I'm playing as the role of a VTuber. He was like, "You're that guy. Oh, okay. No wonder you sound familiar." I'm like, "Oh yeah, I do sound familiar. Now did you just notice? Okay, interesting that." it's yeah, it was a fun moment there.
yeah, yeah, it's true.
And seeing a bit of dry end around our area here, spotting a bit of things in real life, like how we are in the live chat right now. Um, just interacting, just a short interaction with the people in live chat, just saying a good hi to them. Those are also part of ways to mass communicate with people. Hmm.
I mean, the problem is that I'm usually what's the right word? Joe, not Joe, never. What's the one? But I have a split personality. I don't know if that's the right word. Is that I want
Split.
to be active as a masscom, but yeah, at the same time, I want to be quiet and sat in. So I'm usually real dynamic within myself.
Ah, so it's more to what do you call it? So you're more to you want to keep yourself
No, no,
inside. No.
no. The problem is that okay, I will tell you this. Before I went to college in around 2015, 2016, I don't remember the year anymore.
Alright.
People were thinking I was joining into mass comm
Mm.
because I was a active person. I used to talk to like back in high school when we have like open teachers parents day. I say hi to my friends, to the friends family, to the friends parents, to my juniors or senior parents. I usually talk to them, be a nice host, help guide them the way, and so on and so on. And when people talk to me, I can let's see like have a nice long debate and whatnot.
Mhm.
And they were surprised that I did not join masscom despite my personality.
Ah, interesting that because so technically you came from a background of you could speak with people, but now you chose to just stay inside that.
No, no, it's no, it's like in the sense is that I don't mind interacting with people. The problem is that after working indoors for a few years, I completely lost it. So I really had no idea how to interact with people, especially online. I have no idea how to interact with people online.
I can actually relate to that, but mine is the opposite way. So mine is more to when I was in college. Yes, um, I was a shy person. I was very, I would love to keep everything just for myself and stuff.
Ah,
But
okay.
I also want to go out, like just want to interact with some friends and stuff. But to ask them to do those kind of things, it's like when I think about it, I would be like, when I think about it, maybe no, because maybe they have some other things to do and all that. So I'm being over considerate. I would say I was being over considerate.
Ah, okay, okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So because of that, I have a very low rate of interaction with them. However, during the COVID pandemic, haha, this is when people who always like to go out had to stay indoors, and people who like to stay indoors, which is me, stayed indoors, and
Yep.
I felt very very comfortable. But during the time span of staying indoors, um, I felt like going out. Like I can't. I felt like I cannot stay indoors. I need to talk to more people. I need to,
I mean,
learn to
I used
talk
to be
and all that.
lucky on the end. I was okay. I think I already told this one in my stream a few weeks back, but a few months back. But I used
Right?
to work as a baker until end of last year. That's when I actually stopped working as a baker, and I'm now somewhat studying, somewhat doing freelance work as something that is supposed to be close to mass comm. I'm supposed to take my SPM again, so I can actually fully study mass comm at least or do something about that. But
Huh.
as you were lucky, that first 2 years during the MCO where I had to be outside, I was going to pull my hair out because how much a headache it was.
Oh. Oh. Alright.
Because of the public transport, which was more of a headache, which I didn't want to deal with. Those were
Oh.
the annoying, those were the annoying days that I had to deal with. As you were lucky, you had to stay indoors. I had to be moving around outside. I mean, I didn't mind working back then. It's just that the when the work week got to me before the end of last year, I decided, you know what, I need to stop working as a baker. Although I don't mind the work, it's just that I was not in that mental state at the moment. I don't want to do anything stupid, so I decided to just leave work.
Uh,
Why no? Where's that noise?
it's just it's just them cheering. Those are the these were the days where people start to play football, and now they're just cheering and all those things. Yep.
Oh, I thought I was hearing the ghost from the underworld again.
Nah, it's just the back rooms. Don't worry. They're trying
Okay,
to
okay.
escape.
No, because I was banging hearing the noise, so my brain is thinking, oh, is there another outbreak from the underworld again? Because okay, in the role for my avatar, I'm technically from the underworld.
Uh, I locked
And
the giga chats in the back room, so they can't get out now. They're
I don't
they're
have my
they're
hammer with
trying.
me, so I
Those
uh, spray water. I had to spray water.
yeah, yeah. I have some holy water. Be gone.
No,
These
no,
these
not holy water. Just the no, you know what the normal water spray.
yes. The,
Yeah, for some reason, everyone in my high school back then, when everyone do something stupid, if we have a water spray, just aim it at them and just continue spraying at them by a cat.
yeah, it's yeah. I was about to say, wow, like a cat. They, I mean,
Yeah,
it's really
my school life has been a odd thing to say this. I think I was planning to actually do another story this week, but that's when my mic got haywire, so I can't do the recording properly because OBS can't
uh,
recognize audio, so it just breaks every time.
I see. Yeah, I would say OBS. Uh, let's talk. Let's talk a bit about OBS and how the struggles of masscom. Ooh, now this one's a little bit spicy. Wow.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Because I'm hearing some parts of the people screaming, I'm thinking, is that
Yeah.
some ghost coming out from the bedroom again? Not bedroom, the gateway to hell again.
Now it's probably Bunny. Bunny is the Bunny. Oh yeah, Bunny. My new assistant. Bunny is here.
I see.
Bunny the bunny.
Uh,
Bunny the
oh,
bunny. That's why it's called the Rabbit Hole Podcast because we are under bunny. So stick.
Sorry. Oh,
Ah,
you were about to say about the OBS. In
oh
truth,
yes.
I, I did not wanted to use OBS. I was actually doing research on StreamYard.
Mm-hmm.
I okay, this was before I got to PC. I was actually using my old laptop, a laptop that I had for close to 5 years now, 7 years now.
Huh?
That's how old my laptop is. I'm surprised the laptop is still working after 7 years.
Ooh, oh, that's oh, that's
Do you have a laptop or something that survived close to a decade at this rate?
I have no idea. I'm just hearing two things at once. Actually, frankly speaking, I'm just trying to listen to two things at once. But yeah.
Oh, okay. Sorry about that. No, it's just that I was saying, before I went to OBS to actually have that thing to work, I use Stream Elements because I was using an old laptop that I have that was passed down to me from my father.
Mhm.
So I tried using Stream Elements. I was about to go ready and actually start my first stream or test run, like 3 years ago. Then Stream Elements said that it can't register my laptop.
I
It took me a few tries to figure out what the hell is going on. Turns out Stream Elements does not react the laptop that I'm using. So I had to went to use OBS instead.
I see. Yeah. Also, I've used Streamlabs, the Stream Elements, so those things. Um, the advantage of using Stream Elements and such is that it's more user friendly and it's more digestible for people to use it. the the disadvantage is that it uses a lot of CPU power. That thing, which is why I switched to OBS. And
Oh,
yeah,
so different from me. For my end is it just doesn't it doesn't recognize my laptop. For you, it's a CPU problem.
oh, I see. Um, for me, yeah. I mean, I don't really mind the Streamlabs stuff, and I mean, I don't really mind the Streamlabs stuff and such. But um, I don't mind the CPU things and stuff. But I just want to try when I play FPS games and such. See if it'll be smoother or whatnot on OBS instead of
Yeah,
Streamlabs.
yeah.
Yeah.
I see a lot of people that have been doing like streaming or recording for a long time. They all recommend they mostly recommend using OBS Studios because I use that when it's more stable.
Yeah, it's
But as
more
for,
stable, and I mean it's
for
I could say OBS is raw. You know, it's
I mean I
raw.
mean fixed elements easy to build. I mean I don't know if it's true or not because I can't be bothered. I was having trouble looking this up, but
Hmm?
Stream Elements is the core parts are built out of OBS Studio
Yes,
because OBS is an open software.
yeah, that is
That's why,
that is correct
that's
actually.
why they use a lot more CPU. That's the reason why they use a lot more CPU because they just built on top of the what the OBS have. But
Yep.
is I don't know how it would be worth it.
That is actually true. It is actually built on top of OBS. Um, yeah, that's Streamlabs that. But
But
I would say Streamlabs would benefit a lot of Twitch users. Even so, lots of Twitch users, even friends of mine, yeah, prefer using OBS instead because just because of the CPU stuff. However, OBS has a lot of things. It's like OBS using OBS. It's tedious. One is tedious. The second is you really have to dedicate yourself to
yeah, that's
do
the
something.
sad thing about OBS because it's the backbones. But that's why you have the plugins, which also keep on breaking my mic for some stupid reason.
Mm.
Uh, um,
I would say yeah, those plugins and such. I also bought since I bought the what do you call that? Since I bought a new headphones yesterday. So today I oh, what the heck is this? Oh, okay. So today I'm using the new headphones. It's very it has it has very good noise isolation and all those good stuff. And it really messed with my audio yesterday, and I had to spend um probably the whole night just figuring out things and all that because I also have a, a sound system in my PC that separates other sounds like
oh, okay.
background sounds and all that and Discord sounds
Oh,
so
that
that
is the nightmare.
yeah so that when I do editing I could if I feel like I want to eliminate that sound I can just eliminate that sound.
Ah, okay. Yeah, that I can imagine the nightmare you had to go through that.
Yeah, lots of things going through that. Yep, not gonna lie, it was pain. But yeah, it was a good, it was a good way to, again, when people, well, after we export and after edit and export and put it in our YouTube channel or anywhere, it
You say
will
I have no idea how to
definitely,
edit.
mm.
You say edit. I have no idea how to edit. I barely even have a clue how to program the machine properly without breaking it.
Yeah, I mean, that is, that is just something that we will be, that we will learn on as we progress along, I would say.
Yeah, that's tough.
Like
Yeah.
this stage that I have here, this was used in the Hanamatsuri uh talk last week. Yes.
Oh, it what? I
Yeah,
think I was
yeah, this was
busy with I think I was busy with something else. I didn't realize that.
yeah, this stage was used last week. But I changed the color scheme and I just changed the color scheme. I just added a few just a few things, just to make it different and all that. Yeah.
Ah, okay. Okay.
Yeah, but the scrolling title on top didn't work, so that's a bit sad, but it's
Oh,
alright. This stage will be used for the rabbit hole podcast. If we have any more, things to just uh, yeet in or stuff, yeah, this is the place to be. So,
all right.
hmm, it has been it has been
Okay, it's a bit
close
an hour.
to an hour actually, and we have talked quite a lot about mass comms and all that stuff, and
I
just
mean,
a
I really,
just a few end notes, I would say. Um, these mass comm things, like if you really want to attract the audience, we just had to dedicate ourselves to just work harder and just be open to learn to new things. Like,
I mean, you also need to remember on one hand as well about why VTubers became popular is that we fill in the gap that we fill in the market that has always been in demand. And after 2 years, we have flooded the market with too many options. So now we need to find new what's the right word niche?
a new
Uh, uh,
approach.
yeah, no, not a new person, like a new market as a VTuber
Ah.
because we already flooded the market within the first year about oh, what is this weird avatar the user is from Japan.
I see. Just
So
new
I
thing.
mean, for my end, I am doing in a sense a shotgun approach where I decide to throw everything into the video into YouTube and I see what would get results out of it.
Ah.
I'm still sad that the mute stream that I did because my audio got broken before I started streaming. I got the most view of that one instead.
It's well, it's just how the audience will enjoy something. We can't really
I
say
mean,
much about it for them.
Granted, it was one of the boring games like Stay Hours. It was a bit of a boring game because I had nothing to talk to someone with.
There's like zero things to talk about. Yeah, and some people who streams also had a hard time just just talking while playing in game, because you know you're trying to focus on the game and you're also trying to occupy the audience as well. It's a lot of work, I would say, not
Yeah,
just
that's
for
true.
virtual
True.
YouTubers but for just normal streamers as well. And us VTubers, we had so many work to do,
I
honestly.
mean, yeah, granted, we decided to burden ourselves with using our virtual avatar, so it does make it even worse, 10 times worse with computers.
Yeah, that
I'm
is
sorry,
the
everyone.
truth there. That
I'm
is the
sorry, everyone.
truth.
You did to this stupid mess.
This is actually that was true. There's nothing to worry about. That is actually true, and I think we acknowledge it a lot. That this is this is very hard. This thing is very hard for us. Yeah.
Well, I was about to say something, but as well as I don't know if this would be a right segment to say it.
Yeah, it's just as long as we know what we're doing, and as long as we don't go over the limit, then It's good.
No,
It's
I
a
meant
good chair.
no. I was about to say I don't know if I should say this one public or not because it is still in the rough works. I don't know if supporter just throwing out there especially to your community or sudden.
Ah, I see. Well, it's alright. Yeah, like I said, you know the right thing to do, so you decided not to do it. So that is a good sign of just being good. You know, we don't have to attract audience because some people would say, oh, if you want to attract audience, you gotta have some dirty tricks. Um, it's not
Yeah, that's
more
true.
to dirty tricks. It's just the things that you have that you have learned and you use the skills for good. You're in good.
Yeah, that's true. Because it also helps the I can't remember this old YouTuber I used to follow last time. He used to get a lot of views, but they stopped recently because they got another full-time job. So their first few like videos last time was horrible, but before like I was in secondary school, the videos as it became better, then they drop out the face of the earth.
I see.
I don't miss that person though. I had the videos that they did.
Uh, I see. I see. So those are
Okay, I
the,
think I just hmm?
so those are the stories. So that is the story there. Yep.
Yeah, the original Wild West a decade ago.
Uh,
I think
check it.
problem is that I'm in that mindset a bit. I'm following the format from a decade ago. So I think that's my problem with my shotgun approach because it's from a decade ago.
It's a when it's something that is like a decade ago, some people would some people who hunger something that they got used to um way back. Those would be the type of people that you may satisfy. Those would be the type of audience that you may satisfy. Let's say.
Yeah, that's true.
Mm. It does. It's like it's this saying still reigns supreme. You win some, you lose some. You can't have everything. You really can't have everything, even if you try as hard as you could. But in reality, you really can't have everything you want. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Mhm. And with that, I think it is safe to end the podcast. And of course, thank you very much for joining the podcast.
Yeah, yes.
It's more
For
to
having me for
talk.
my
Yeah, yeah, yep.
not just for having me for my first podcast with someone else. That's actually
Yes.
what must I say?
Oh yes, and thank you for being the first ever guest in the Rabbit Hole podcast, and this is the first ever show. So you're actually this is actually an
I,
opening the podcast. Hey, first
yeah,
episode. There you go.
I panicked because I thought you don't have someone else. I thought you don't have a second host to do this thing. Besides the
Yeah,
other guy, uh, you were planning to have. So as you
yeah,
explained
we
about.
were. Yeah, honestly, we were supposed to have another person. However, he got busy, so, but he did give us a green light to just continue. So we just
Yeah,
continue.
if you are watching this,
When
thanks a lot
life,
for.
yeah, when life gives you no extra people, you work for it.
For me, I just whack it with hammer and then see what comes out of it.
Yeah.
Okay, I
Oh,
think I think I've been reading too much HSFI stories. What is it? Isn't a Reddit group Humanity FPL. I think I've been reading too much about those types of crazy stories about whenever they have something stupid happen to people, they just whack it with a hammer or something heavy and then they see what comes out of it.
yeah. That is extreme. So I've also included Scarlett's Twitter and YouTube in the description. So
Yeah,
please check
my
him
active
out.
account.
Please check her out. She does a lot
You
of
can use my
she
pronouns.
does a lot of unique approaches in many ways. Try I see that she is trying very hard to, to gain the audience. So
I mean,
yeah,
the miracle I got
she
45
deserves
people
to get.
following me is a miracle.
Yeah, it's it's a blessing to get those audience, and yeah, just gonna point this out. The way she arranged her schedule, she uses other world time zones as well. So that is very very interesting. That is just that is just another
I,
level
I
of
mean, I,
audience gathering. Yeah.
I just wasted my time because I have family members in those time zone, but I never actually told my family members that I'm actually doing this thing. So I forgot about that, and I wasted my time making those timetables, and I never told them about it.
It's
But
just
but I already wasted my time getting the info, so I was like, I just throw it in there because I already wasted enough time as it is. But who knows? Maybe if I actually feel all right, then maybe I tell my family members that are in those countries about it.
and that's yeah, that would be a very very you know good idea. That would be a very good idea. Just just keep them in touch. Just keep them in light, and when you explain things properly, they will understand. You know.
I mean, they already understand that the way I had explained to them that I'm doing something akin to a radio host. So
Mm. See, you understand. Yes. Again, just a big thank you for everyone who joined the live chat, and also anyone who is listening. If there's anyone who is listening, thank you so much for coming. And we will
yes, thank you.
we'll see you. Well, I am Akate, your host, and we will see you again on the next Rabbit Hole podcast, which will happen not in a very close date. It may be next year. We don't know when the next podcast would be. So yeah.
If worst come to I restart my if worst come to worst, I start my own podcast and I drag you and the other people back from the underworld into this thing.
Yeah, I would be thrilled to to look into it and to just experience your way of doing a podcast.
Knowing as I already said earlier, I will do a short kind of post. So let's see how that will end.
Yeah, let's see how that ends. And with that note, we will end the stream. And thank you very much, and we'll see you on some other day. Thank you very much, and have a good night, and have a blessed day. Goodbye.
Okay, yeah, bye.